What fact are you just tired of explaining to people? I'm a male and a nurse. No, I don't want to be a doctor. No, I'm not going to school to be a doctor. No, I don't feel like less of a man because I'm a nurse and not a doctor. And stop calling me doc and doctor. I've told you 5 times I'm your nurse and my badge says nurse in big letters. I'm a fellow male nurse. Have you tried being Filipino? I don't seem to have the same problem as you and I suspect it's because I'm Filipino. Everything is made of chemicals. Not everything natural is good and not everything man-made is bad. Software developers are not computer technicians. Viruses are not bacteria. And bacteria are not viruses. That type 1 diabetes isn't caused by your diet, and it cannot be cured. That we are short-staffed and you're just going to have to wait. That many Chinese people have my surname, but we're not all related to Jackie Chan, just like how not every person with Johnson as their surname is related to Boris Johnson. Maybe you just have Changnesia, Kevin. That because I can usually figure out how to fix most things does not mean I want to fix everything that breaks for anyone else. I'm a programmer. I write programs. I don't know why your computer won't turn on. I have insomnia. No, I can't just think about nothing. Wheelchairs aren't cheap, and cheap wheelchairs are not suitable for everyone, not suitable for hardly anyone in fact. It's not a choice of a 30,000 pounds wheelchair or a 300 pounds wheelchair, it's a choice between sitting in a chair that fits the needs of the user that enables them to be active in their life, or sitting in an unsupportive seat on wheels that physically harms the person until they're out of it again. That feelings you have about your thoughts are still feelings and can make or destroy you equally to feelings about non-imaginary situations. Wi-Fi does not equal internet. I'm mostly telling this to my kids lol. We frequently lose internet connectivity, but the Wi-Fi will be working fine. They will never understand. The difference between type 1 and 2 diabetes, 2 completely different diseases. Being a healthcare worker and sometimes even having to explain it to my coworkers is tiring. Airplanes don't fall out of the sky when they lose an engine. A 747 can glide nearly 100 miles after losing all engines at cruise. Well, that is very reassuring. Airliners are required to be able to fly after losing one engine. If you lose an engine, you're good with the other ones. If a plane loses all engines, it will be able to glide for a decent amount of time, enough to find an airport and land, unless you're over the middle of the ocean. Don't get your mental health information from TikTok, Facebook, or self-proclaimed experts who aren't professionally licensed. I no longer offer a professional opinion anywhere outside of work, and that includes Reddit. I've learned that 95% of the time, people don't want to hear the facts, they just want to circle jerk about whatever reality they've conjured up in their heads, and if you correct them, they'll be pissed off and then it's a bad time for everyone. Signed, a psychiatrist. That chronic illness is chronic, like permanent, like forever. Still sick. Not getting better. Get it? Hope you feel better soon. I am not telling you what I did or why it happened or what happened as an excuse. It is an explanation. Why did you fall asleep during the movie? I was tired. Don't give me excuses. What the frick do you want me to say? Edit. Oh my god, thank you for the award. Apostrophes don't make words plural. Shaving doesn't make your hair grow back thicker. Africa is a continent with dozens of countries. Basic financial math. I have had to go through and show people that they did, in fact, spend too much money, and that's why they are broke. Poison is not the same thing as venom. People call snakes poisonous when really they mean to say venomous. Venom has to be injected into the bloodstream, like a snake bite. Poison has to be ingested to enter your bloodstream. You could drink rattlesnake venom and your stomach acids would kill it. But if you put that same rattlesnake venom on an open wound or injected it for whatever reason, that's gonna be a problem. If it bites you and you die, it's venom. If you bite it and you die, it's poison. I need your effing identification information because we are at a bank. I don't care who you say you aren't the person you're claiming to be until I have proof. You can't just walk into the bank, ask for $10K and not expect to be verified. Stop giving me a hard time for protecting your money for you. Inflation decreasing doesn't mean prices go down. Stella Liebeck, the woman who won a lawsuit against McDonald's over hot coffee, had every right to sue them. It's been mocked so many times over the past 20 years with people ridiculing this woman and making it out like she's some idiot who was surprised that coffee was actually hot and she was just attempting a money grab or something. In reality, The temperature of the coffee was fucking ridiculous and there was no reason for it to be hot enough to cause third-degree burns on her legs when she spilled it. She had to have multiple skin graft surgeries and spent 8 days in the hospital where she lost 20 pounds. After that, she needed additional care at home and was partially disabled for the next 2 years. She had no choice but to sue to cover the cost of her surgeries. This happened a long time ago, but to this day, I still overhear people mocking this case or making references to it in jest. That the people who made up the Avril Lavigne death theory admitted to it and said it was created to show how gullible people can be, which worked since the woman still gets comments accusing her of being fake till this day. Not to mention there were other people listed, but Avril's only got big due to the Shane Dawson video. When you're adjusting the temperature on a thermostat, you're not changing the temperature of air that blows out. You're just changing how long it'll stay on for until it reaches the temp. I have generalized anxiety disorder. I cannot just decide to not be anxious about stuff. I take medication because I can't stop. Telling me to just not worry about it and mind over matter is not going to work. This is a medical issue I am actively being treated for. If I could just choose to stop, I would. Telling me it's all in your head is also useless. Of course it's in my head. It's a brain problem. Where else is it going to be?
I had a medical issue some time ago, and at one point, the specialist attempting to treat me, after running a ton of tests and everything coming back negative, got irritated and suggested my pain was just all in my head. I snapped at her and said, well, if that's the case, we need to treat that, then, because I'm tired of being in pain all the time. Spoiler alert, it was not, in fact, in my head. I actually did have something obscure wrong. But I hate it when people act like your head isn't somehow part of your body or something. Monkeys make terrible pets. Edit. Hilarious that this post has caused me to again have to explain this. Shh. For everyone asking me to explain. I did. Scroll down. Also, frick you, do you not understand the point of this post? Not everyone is a little bit autistic. Depressed people can and will be happy sometimes. We don't just all sit around being completely fucking miserable all the time, only most of the time. There was a program in the UK called Benefit Street, where a lot of people were on benefits. One woman who was on disability for depression was in the tabloids for going on holiday. It made me queasy. Depressed people don't necessarily sit at home doing nothing. And maybe it helped her. You cannot get a raise and wind up with a lower net income because of taxes. Income taxes are progressive. The higher bracket does not apply to the money you make under the threshold. This is different from the welfare cliff, which is very real. I once argued this with a coworker. They insisted they made less after a raise. I convinced them to show proof, and what really happened is they increased their 401k contributions in an attempt to reduce taxes and overshot. They still didn't believe me that their missing money was really in their retirement account, not going to taxes. Just because I work in IT, doesn't mean I know everything technology related. It is a vast field. You work in IT, what phone should I get? You work in IT, do you know why this app isn't working? We're not all help desk or some sort of phone tech support, I promise. That disagreeing with someone's opinion isn't an attack on them, or knowing the difference between a fact and an opinion. Correlation is not causation. I'm tired and I don't know why I'm tired. Do a sleep study. Most insurances cover it. I had the same issue, I constantly took naps. Turns out I woke up 34 times a night. The average person wakes up 2 to 5 times, because of my breathing. I got ACPAP and holy, my life changed. I started hawking sleep studies to everyone I knew. 3 of them also ended up with CPAPS and have had the same results. Now I won't lie, ACPAP sucks and you have to get used to it, but waking up refreshed almost every day is a goddamn game changer. My hands shake a little, it becomes worse when I'm anxious, nervous, when people point it out and or tell me to stop shaking. Another thing. I have went to the doctor, a specialist. He told me it's normal. People still try to misdiagnose me with Parkinson's. Worst part, it's always people not on the medical field. I'm ginger and a lot of people asks me if all my hair is also ginger. Gets job at NASA, all extended family asks as if moon landing was real. Pain. I like the implication that, assuming the moon landing was faked, NASA just spills the beans to anyone who is hired, as if it's in some sort of employee handbook. When out in public, I am not babysitting my kids or giving mom break. I am a dad and they are my kids. What the frick is wrong with women over the age of 40 who say this shit to men? Edit. The support is welcomed. You babysitting today? No. When it's my kids I'm looking after, it's just called parenting.
Saying I'm their father with a very confused expression works. Look at them as if you feel sorry for them for being so stupid. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily uploads.